Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabriel, coming at you straight from Queens, New York. And in this video, we are going to continue talking about Black Lives Matter. And this is going to be somewhat of a continuation of the last BLM video that we did, with a couple addendums. So obviously, we are going to continue talking about what I was talking about in that last video because family stuff happened and I couldn't continue the video. So, interesting note, Black Lives Matter, maybe in a rare moment of sanity and clarity, has actually removed the like half of the tabs that were under the about section. So I'm going to actually just go right here and show you what I'm talking about. As you can see here in my last video, when you click on the about section, and I just posted this video up earlier today, but I wasn't going to because of all the interruptions that were on there, but because they removed the stuff that I was talking about, I decided to post a video because I did already disclose a lot of information on there, and I wanted it to be up because I just, I can still remake that video, but there's no point, so if you can see here in the about section, and again, this was recorded about a week ago, so today's the 22nd. So this was, I'm gonna say it was recorded at around the 15th is when I recorded that video that I posted, this video right here that we're looking at. And as you can see here, we have about, right? We have about BLM, what we believe, 6 years strong, her story, our leadership, and our co-founders. And if we go to Black Lives Matter right now and go to the about section, you see here about Black Lives Matter, 6 years strong, and her story. So they went ahead and removed what we believe, our leadership, and our co-founders. Now obviously there are plenty of archive type websites that you can go to look at the previous version, at this version of the website, and see what they have up, which is exactly how I'm going to be finishing that video. So this right here is the text that I got interrupted in that video that I just showed, and we're going to come back here. We're going to continue reading, and I'm going to continue on with that video as I would have in this video. I mean, this video was already at 40 minutes, so it's okay that it kind of got cut a little bit, but it's just curious that why. I mean, it could just be a streamlining of the website, right? Maybe they were having some technical issues and they needed to remove some stuff, but I really doubt it. It really was just walls of text. There was no real reason. I mean, text doesn't take up a lot of space. It doesn't require a lot of maintenance. So it's just weird that they would remove so much of the information, especially when you look at, they're taking away what we believe, our leadership, and our co-founders. All right, so think of it what you may. I'm not going to go into that right now. What I am going to do is I'm going to continue with this video, this 39-minute video. I'm going to continue it here. I'm going to finish the what we believe section. The current website still has 6 years strong, and it still has her story, so I'm going to be able to finish that, no problem. I'm going to be looking at some other way to get to what our leadership and our co-founders said, like images of those tabs of that part of the website, and hopefully I'll be able to find that. Okay, so with that being said, let's go back to where I left off. If I'm not mistaken, one of the last points that I made in the last video was, and I showed the Don Lemon versus Terry Crews clip, right? And let me see if I can find the right tab here. Nope, that's not it. It's this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I read this near the end of the video. Right. Yes, I did. Okay. So I definitely read this, and so let's just continue reading, right? So We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. We are self-reflexive and do the work required to dismantle cisgender privilege and uplift black trans folk, especially black trans women who continue to be disproportionately impacted by trans antagonistic violence. So see, I remember reading that as well. We build a space that affirms black women and is free from sexism. I read that as well. We practice empathy. We engage comrades with the intent to learn about and connect with their contexts. And okay, so yeah, this is where I actually left off. So I have collected just a few recent clips here of Black Lives Matter activists, really just authoritarians, and we can 100%, we'll see how it is that they live up to these words here. Okay, we make our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. We dismantle the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts so that they can mother in private even as they participate in public justice work. See, and this right here is a lie, right? They make it seem as if only moms have to be a mom and then go to work. No, fathers have to do the exact same thing. Fathers literally have to do the exact same thing. They have to go to work and then they come home and be dad. My videos are evidence of that. All right. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see, where it is that they're coming. That was a mosquito. It doesn't take a genius to see the, yes. And it's like, oh, it's like just because they didn't mention dads doesn't mean that they're excluding. They absolutely are. When they've mentioned every single group almost except for men, especially black men. I mean, just look, gender and gender expressions, religious, everything except black men, everything except men. They, dude, it's so easy to see by what they don't say. So easy. We build right, so it's like double shifts, like this whole myth that only moms have to work and be a mom at home, as if fathers don't have to work and be a father at home. Like what is this nonsense? Like this is a patriarchal practice. It's a patriarchal practice, really? How do men benefit from that? It's like, oh, the patriarchy, it negatively affects men and women. Well, how then? Well, then you're using the wrong term, because patriarchy assumes implicitly in the wording itself. It's male. It's a patriarchy. It's a male. It's men. It's manhood. Like that masculinity. That's what that is. So you're making this statement here. We dismantle patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts. Everybody works double shifts when it comes to parents. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. And it's such, and this is probably one of the main reasons why they took this part down, right? Because right here, this is damning. Disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement, right? And then they try to phrase it like, oh, it's because we're gonna establish a village. It takes a village to raise kids. It's not one or the other, morons. All right, it's very simple. To the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement, as they put it, is a product of evolution. It is not a social construct. The reason why humans all around the world, by the way, for the most part, practice mom, dad, and 2 kids, right? If you look at all successful countries, mom, dad, and 2 kids. That's kind of like when somebody has has like a stock image of a family. If you ask a little kid to draw a family, mom, dad, 2 kids, right? Maybe 3 kids, maybe 4 kids, 5 kids, sometimes just 1 kid. But it's mom, dad, and children. That's the structure. That's what they're saying that they need to disrupt, right? Because they want to frame it as if you can't have a family structure and villages, as they put it. Villages is what we had when we were nomads. Villages is like aiming to be a village is regressive. It's going back to how things used to be before we continue to evolve and adopt the nuclear family. The nuclear family, like I said, it's a product of evolution because people over time learned that the nuclear family gives the best chances for success, for living, for staying alive, for producing offspring that are strong and continue on the gene pool. Okay, so this whole statement right here, they're trying to put it as juxtapositions where, when the fact of the matter is that the nuclear family is a product of the failures of villages. It's it's simple. It's really easy to understand this. Okay? They're trying to make it as if you want villages, that means you can't have the nuclear family, and if you have the nuclear family, that means you can't have villages. There's no, fools. The nuclear family is a product of the failings of villages, right? If villages worked perfectly, then the nuclear family would have never evolved to be like the status quo. That's the simple fact of the matter. Okay, so let's keep reading here. We foster a queer affirming network. When we gather, we do so with the intention of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of heteronormative thinking, or rather, the belief that all in the world are heterosexual, unless he or she or they disclose otherwise. and see this, they're so deceptive because they make this seem as if there's evil straight people out there trying to target queer people. No, that's not the case. The heteronormative, or rather the belief that all in the world are heterosexual. Let's do a quick search, shall we? Let's do a quick search. Percentage of heterosexuals in the world. Again, is not a scientific source, but it is a good source of collective knowledge for our purposes. Again, my channel isn't a news website, all right? This is just me ranting. So I use Wikipedia. Get over it. All right. So if we go here, okay, we just need to go down general findings. Western countries, Western cultures, right? Because this is where BLM is focusing on, right? Remember, they have bases, headquarters in UK, Canada, and US, right? These are Western cultures. Find on average 93% of men and 87% of women identify as completely heterosexual. All right, so let's be generous and like round down. Let's make this 90% and let's make this 80%. All right, so what does that mean? That means that 9 out of 10 guys are straight and 8 out of 10 women are straight. It isn't that people have heteronormative thinking. It's that it's the damn truth. It's true. Most people in the world are straight. Get over it. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Most people report that they are straight. Most people identify as straight. Holy crap! It's really not that. It's not that serious, and nobody cares. Why do you care who somebody is banging in their bedroom? I don't. You bang whoever you want to bang in your bedroom. Leave me the hell out of it, and I'll bang whoever I want to bang in the bedroom. Leave me the hell out of it. All right. I mean, you stay the hell out of mine. Whoever I want to bang. All right. So yeah. So 4% of men, 10% are mostly hetero. 0.5% of men and 1% of women are bisexual. Half of a percent of men and women are mostly homosexual. 2% of men and half a percent of women are completely homosexual. And analysis of 67 studies was right. It just breaks down. Why between 3 and yeah. So even at the high percentages. Right, we're looking at most 20%. At most 20%. That means 2 out of every 10, 1 out of every 5 person is part of the LGBT community. That's a literal minority. Most people are straight. It's not people thinking that. It's the damn truth. Jesus. All right, so let's. It's like this wording makes it seem like it's a bad thing. Then make it seem as if it's a bad thing to assume that people are straight. Yes, people assume other people are straight because 8 out of 10 people are straight worldwide. 8 out of 10 people are straight. This is facts, okay? And that's generous. It's that's rounding up in favor of LGBT. That's rounding up in favor of LGBT. 8 out of 10 people are straight around the world. So it's not some type of social thinking, structure or whatever. Like it's literally just the reality. And reality isn't a problem. Truth is not a problem. Moving on. We cultivate an intergenerational and communal network free from ageism. We believe that all people, regardless of age, show up with the capacity to lead and learn. And that's a problem because age actually matters. All right? When you have this line is all people, regardless of age. Nah, I'm sorry, no. What the hell does a 10-year-old know about the woes of the world? Are you serious? If you said maybe all adults, maybe. But even then, no, not really. Not really. There's a reason why we have limitations on age things, because there are things that if you're young enough, you simply cannot consent to. Right? Why can't you not consent to things if you're not of age? Because you're not mentally developed enough to have that type of understanding. It's not rocket science. You can't be led by anybody of any age. This recently, I forgot where was it? Was it in California or maybe Colorado? I forget where it was, but they were legally voting to lower the voting age to 16. Dumb. We embody and practice justice, liberation, peace, and our engagements with one another. And then they just this is how the page was archived back in last year. So it's different. It's slightly different from when I was looking at the page, but the text here, I remember reading it before. The text is exactly the same. They didn't change this text at all. All they changed was like the graphics all around here. They updated their merch and all that stuff. But all right, so basically this right here, this is the last sentence, is basically what their conclusion is, and what they want people to come away after reading this thinking that they're about. Right? It's like, you read all of this. And all of this means that we embody and practice justice, liberation, and peace in our engagements with one another. Oh, we. No, you do not. All right, you do not. And I have a couple clips here that I'm going to show of unquestionably Black Lives Matter supporters, rioters, authoritarians doing what they do best. All right. So we have here CBS Pittsburgh reports, and I hope I have the desktop capturing audio here, but we'll find out in a little while. So let's listen here.
Story. The woman who shot this viral Facebook video says she was shocked to see this roll past her dinner table. Video we muted for explicit language shows protesters screaming insults at restaurant goers as some leave their tables. This person walks over to an elderly couple, grabs a beer off their table and chugs it down. Another video shows demonstrators chasing away these people who...
Right there, important to note right there, you saw the guy with the megaphone literally shove this guy, the biker's head, like literally shove the megaphone into the biker's head. And then the biker responds by smacking the headphone away from his head. And then somebody else responds to that with smacking the skateboard dude over the head with the biker dude over the head with a skateboard. Look what CBS Pittsburgh says.
This rider smacks somebody's bullhorn and gets whacked over the helmet with a skateboard.
No. This rider gets assaulted by the guy with the bullhorn and defends himself. That's what that was. Let's just because they show the video. I don't think they intended to show the part where the guy gets hit by the bullhorn, because when they showed it again, they cut that part out. But let's continue.
Those who were there say diners were bullied and harassed, but Neat Kraft, the one who drank the beer, says demonstrators acted in self-defense after the bike riders who rode through the crowd allegedly started this physical altercation caught on our cameras. Neat gave me permission to quote their Facebook post saying...
Yeah. So in that altercation, apparently it was the biker that was attacking. You saw the lady go up to him and start smacking him. And they're obviously picking on him because he's small. I mean, look at the dude. Look at what he does. He does a little, I don't even know, that little pewdy, like that Pee Wee Herman fucking little thing. What the hell is that? I don't know. They're picking on the weak and the vulnerable and the old. All right? This is what bullies do.
Saying, quote, "We seriously get hit every day that we march. Hueless aggression is escalating because the white moderate has decided we don't need to fight for our rights anymore." They went on to say, quote, "Protest isn't supposed to be cute marches down the street with adorable photo ops to be used for Facebook profiles. I'm here to disrupt."
And there you have it. They're there to disrupt. CBS Pittsburgh reports, right? And yeah, no, they're not out there to protest. They're there to be disruptive. They're there to hurt. All right. So let's look at the same video, just without being censored, and take a listen to what it is that they're saying.
Fuck 12 and fuck the white people that built the system set against mine. You old dick.
Finger, the bird. Very nice. Here comes the star of the show. And that right there is when she said, to go ahead and drink it. That's what she's saying. Is like, oh yeah, they gave me permission to drink it. It's like, no, that's not permission. That's them just trying to be like, I don't give a shit, drink it. Like, that's not doing anything to me. That's them trying to stand up to you. All right, and with a Nazi lives don't matter shirt, you know. It's like people are so hypocritical, right? They're out here screaming Black Lives Matter, right? And at the same time, they're wearing stuff like Nazi lives don't matter. and they don't see how calling for the death of any group of people literally makes you an authoritarian, murderous dictatorship. Like, I don't agree with Nazism, but you can't just go around saying I'm gonna kill Nazis. No, you can't do that. That's literally murder. Just because you don't agree with somebody, again, Nazism is a stupid idea. It's a stupid idea, and it's wrong, and it's 100% wrong. It's just as wrong as any other identitarian-based organization, because that's what Nazis were. But let's continue. So what they're chanting is something, F the police, no justice, no peace, which is a common chant used in most all BLM protests, really riots. Let's continue here to the next clip, which is being reported by Sky News Australia. Is protest outside some diners outside of a DC cafe. Before I go on to the star of that show, the big lady with the blonde hair. All right, why you dyeing your hair blonde, first of all? Throw a little shade there. Yeah, she's been arrested because what she did was illegal, and it was a crime. Yes, it was. Moving on. Black man confronted white diners outside a number of DC restaurants on Tuesday evening. Justice, no peace again. Woman in white who says her name is told Washington Post journalist she did not like being forced to show support for BLM. She said she was not fighting or supported the movement, but she did not like the tactics of the police. This is an example from the tactics. It's such blatant authoritarianism, right? You have a bunch. Let me see. He's kind of tan. White. One, another tan. Look Asian. White. You know. Really? You have a bunch of white people with a couple of non-white people sprinkled in there, demanding other people bow to their wishes. Bend the knee or else is what they say. But wait, what? We embody, practice justice, liberation, and peace in our engagements with one another? I guess they only mean with themselves. I guess they mean only with other BLM's members, I guess is what they mean, right? Because you could have fooled me. We engage comrades with the intent to learn about and connect with their contexts. All right, well, first of all, comrade here is a common term used by communists, Marxists. We know where those ideologies lead. They lead to death, murder, and slavery. That's where communism and Marxism lead. Okay, it's been proven time and time again throughout history. Marxism and communism lead to slavery and death, pretty much. Like, really? This is understanding. It's pretty much what we say what we said about this right here is actually true, right? After George Floyd's support for BLM shot straight up, because not everybody and their mother saw that what that cop did was wrong. It was a poor choice. There were other things that he could have did. Nobody's arguing that. Poor training, very poor training. A cop that probably should not have been on the streets. He should have probably been on desk duty, if a cop at all. Let's continue. See, some have claimed it's against the nuclear family. We just read that they're one of their goals is to disrupt the nuclear families. All right, it's not a claim; it's a stated goal. Let's continue. And then Candace Owens, obviously,
you can look and what
she's gonna speak here. I'm gonna not play her little message here, although I agree with her when it comes to BLM. Very strong black woman. If you haven't heard of her, I don't know how it's possible that you haven't, but check her out. She thoroughly demolishes BLM at pretty much any opportunity that she gets, because she sees it for what it is, and I don't even watch her videos like that. It's just that when you have common sense, you look at something, you tend to come to the same conclusion. All right, but anyways, we have more videos here. Freedom News TV reports here. Protests shut down the restaurant in Rochester, New York. So this hit a little bit closer. Rochester it's north from where I'm at. I live in Queens, so this is like upstate. This is upstate New York. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out what they did. In case you can't tell, they're shouting Black Lives Matter. They have BLM signs, a BLM flag. They have many people here with masks and other things. And she's saying why? Because we said so. So you go out with your family to a nice little outside dinner, to a restaurant. You've been cooped up in quarantine for the last couple months, unjustly, unfairly cooped up inside. So you will say, like, oh, the restaurants are hosting people outside. Let's go out and enjoy ourselves. Let's practice some social distancing, and let's have a nice meal together as a family. And then this group of hooligans comes out and says, you can't do that. You cannot enjoy a dinner out with your family. Why? Because we said so. Let's continue. They're literally flipping the table over. Breaking all. This is all stuff. This is all damage that the restaurant is going to have to front up now.
Nobody's hurting y'all. We're shutting the party down. Nobody's gonna touch you.
We're shutting the party down. Nobody's gonna hurt you. How?
Party down. Calm down. Calm down.
They think they're in the right thing. Some of them are throwing more stuff at the restaurant. Luckily, there were some people there with some damn decency and common sense trying to stop throwing stuff like a bunch of hooligans and animals. All the BLM flag.
If you don't give us our shit! If you don't give us our shit!
The chant is, if you don't give us our shit, shut shit down. Give us your property or else. Do what we say or else. It's literally like almost straight out of a mafia movie, right? You see like hey, you see, hey Mikey, hey, you really want to pay us your dues, because if you don't, Tony, show him what happens. And then Tony grabs a pot and just smashes it on the ground, right? And like, it's a shame if something were to happen to your little kid and daughter, wouldn't it? You know, like, come on. Oh my man, dude. It's so infuriating to see people just completely blinded to the obvious mob-like gangster authoritarian tactics that these people are using. And what do the leaders do? What do the other members do? They don't call it out. They don't say, oh, those are extremists in our group. No, they say no, they didn't do nothing wrong. They completely support it. One of the leaders of BLM said that she doesn't care. It's reparations. She classifies rioting, disturbing restaurants, taking shit from other people as reparations. Let's continue watching.
Shut shit down.
They're just demanding food, breaking, throwing shit. Threatening people. When you smash somebody's, they're sitting on the table and you smash, that's a threat. See, that's a threat. That is an active threat. If I walk up to your table and throw your glass and break it and tell you to leave, what I am saying is get out, or what happened to that cup is going to happen to you. I will break you. That is exactly what that means. That is a threat. That is an active threat. Let's continue watching. See the BLM flag there, in case people want to say that it's not BLM that's doing it. Again, smashing up the property of the restaurant, all stuff that the restaurant's gonna have to pay for, and then the video continues in true Walking Dead fashion. I mean, it could have been taken straight into the Walking Dead series here. In fact, I'm gonna do this in real time. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Walking Dead theme song. There we go. No, thank you. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna mute this video and I'm gonna play this video while this plays. Does it not fit? Am I wrong? Does it not fit beautifully? I think it fits. I honestly think it fits. I honestly believe it fits. Like that. Was it not? Were they not behaving like zombies? All right, hooligans, thugs. Like, come on. Come on, bro. All right. And then I got the last one here for you. I'm not actually going to play this video because there is an insane graphic content warning with this video, because it is you actually see the damage that they did. So we're actually just going to go. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to skip frame by frame. And the video is probably going to get claimed because of the Walking Dead theme. But let's continue here. All right. So yeah, the truck was surrounded. Well, not surrounded, but the truck was getting mobbed. All right. The truck was getting mobbed. As you can see here, the door was open. I think they were trying to get him to leave. Anyways, he loses control of the car and he crashes, right? So then, I mean, I'm not gonna play the video, but basically this is what happens: is that the guy ends up on the floor, right? Just literally sitting on the floor, right? And there were people beating up on him. Literally, I mean, you this guy right here, this guy, he just decked him, right? So, and the guy's not even defending himself. He's just letting all this shit happen. So you have this guy over here comes around and hits him, right? Like they literally just want to kill this guy. Like I can't see any other intent other than they just want to kill him. All right. So then he's literally still sitting. He's just sitting there. He's not saying anything. And it already happened. Yeah, see right here. Boom. This guy right here punts this dude that's on the ground sitting from behind on the side of the face right here, the button. Right, and if you watch any type of mixed martial arts, you know what the button is, right? That's if you get hit there, you're gone. You're knocked out. You know, the referee stops the fight immediately. You see him right here. He's stiff as a log. This guy here, he's now taunting him after knocking him out. He's taunting him. Right, potential brain damage, potential, like you ever wonder why in MMA when somebody gets knocked out and they go stiff like that, the referee rushes in to push the other fighter off of him to protect it's to protect the guy that got knocked out, because this is a potentially fatal situation, right? When you knock somebody out like that, there is a really good chance that you kill them or cause permanent damage. That is what the referee in MMA is there to stop. All right, but in this is in the octagon. So this guy literally is just on the ground. You can see there, he looks just, you know, his vein is tight. Like he's in danger here. He's in danger of dying here. And then I mean, yeah, you see. The video like goes up. They spray water on him. This is not what you do when somebody is in this situation. This is not what you do at all. And they go up close and they try to give first aid. They call the cops. I think they call the ambulance. The truck gets towed. But yeah, see, this is all an example of how we embody and practice justice, liberation, and peace in our engagements with one another. Yeah. It's becoming more and more clear why they decided to get rid of this page from their website. And maybe they'll put it back up. Who knows? You know, maybe they're just doing some maintenance, updating their text or whatever. Who knows? But as it stands right now, they got rid of this page because people can see the obvious lies. I mean, it's easy to see how the words that they say and the things that they do are contradictory. There's no truth in what they claim. There simply isn't. And it's a shame that so many people, because the slogan is benign, you know, the slogan is even it's like it's a positive slogan, right? Oh, Black Lives Matter. It's just as positive as saying all lives matter, or Hispanic lives matter, Asian lives matter. Like nobody disagrees with the words in and of themselves, except that when you use those words to hide your intentions, to hide what it is that you're actually doing. But at the same time, they're not even hiding it. They're blatantly doing all of these obviously evil things. And I'm looking for one more clip here to show you guys. If I could find it sooner rather than later, that would be awesome. Yeah. Okay. So, disclaimer: it is a video by Steven Crowder. He is right wing. He's not a far right personality by any means, but he is biased. But unlike other news sources, he openly admits to his biases. And we're going to just take a quick look and at some recent things that have happened here that they might not be BLM members, but they're definitely supporters. All right, so let's take a look here. All right,
here's what he said. Javon Hatchett, he was 19 years old, said that
so Javon Hatchett, 19 years old, he's the suspect in an AutoZone stabbing. He said that he felt the need to find a white male to kill. So this is an admitted hate crime. You say that you need to kill somebody because of their skin color. That is a hate crime.
he, quote, felt the need to find a white male to kill after watching videos of police brutality.
Sounds a bit racist.
So there's another, do you guys know about that one? Here's another one. Let's give another shout out to another black man stabbed a random white guy while screaming Black Lives Matter. Do we have the name of that guy?
All right, so you have another stabbing while uttering a racially charged term, right? BLM is a racially charged term, right?
Can I right there? Someone bring up that name. We should have that here. Then we have another one here, another story. A black man opened fire on a group of Trump supporters in South Carolina. Also last week, barely made headlines. Here you can see it from the
Washington Times reports a man has been accused of firing gunshots at a gathering of Trump supporters along a road in South Carolina. Again, this is a hate crime. You cannot shoot somebody because of their religious, political, whatever their beliefs are. If you target a group of people because of their beliefs, that is a hate crime. Moving on.
Washington Times.
Wow.
Then we have another one here.
Tie-dye shirt,
just yesterday, shots were fired at a pro-Trump caravan in Los Angeles.
I saw that. Yeah, heard about that.
Give a shout out to LA shooters. Now, here's another one. Instagram user, can we get a what?
This is obviously happening. You know, he just said that one is happening, at least in LA for that one. And LA is a Democratic state for the most part, right? So when you see left-wing violence towards the right wing, it does not get highlighted, it does not get reported, which is it's an obvious bias, right? Obvious bias.
For Trey Savage, I call him Trey Savage.
All right, so let's go back there to that frame right there. Right, so Trey Savage, hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag White Lives Do Not Matter. So at the very least, he is a supporter of Black Lives Matter, and at the very least, he's an active racist against white people, saying that their lives do not matter. And what do we see BLM doing? The leaders of Black Lives Matter doing? We see them support this. We see them support this. All right, we're going to show you the clip here of what Trey Savage did.
Matter. Here you go,
man.
Oh my gosh, just a guy walking down
Just
the street.
walking.
Somebody needs to beat the crap out of those kids laughing
Yes.
too, by the way.
I don't know if the guy
not
throwing
kill
the
them,
guy
not
with
hurt
the brick
them.
is Trey Savage
Beat the
white
crap
or
out
is Trey Savage black?
All right. It's blatant. It's blatant where the violence is coming from. Cops shot in Chicago, right? This I mean, cops are getting killed left, right, and center. Why? For what purpose? What purpose does this fulfill? You know, what justice do you get by knocking random people out on the street just because they're white? What justice is that? Right? Because you cannot claim that it's the same thing that's happening to black people by cops, because every single instance that you point to of a black person being shot by a police officer is because the black person and the police officer were in an altercation. They were fighting. There was a moment where a split-second decision had to be made because they were threatening. At the very least, both of them were threatening each other's lives at that moment. If not, the black person was exclusively threatening the officer's life at that moment. Like, show me an image of a black guy sitting on the street licking a lollipop and a cop just walks up to him and shoots him. You can't. It doesn't exist, because there is always a reason. Oh, not always, but almost always. Almost always. 9 out of 10 times. I'm not saying that police brutality doesn't happen, but what I'm saying is that you can't take every single example of where a person dies, a person of color dies, and claim that that's police brutality, because no, you can't charge at a cop with a knife, swinging your knife. You're gonna get shot. Yeah, you're gonna get shot. But I don't know. That's pretty much where I'm at with that whole section there. I mean, this video went on. I was just ranting for the last 15 minutes, to be honest. But yeah, in the next video, we are probably going to be looking at the next section in the about tab of BLM, which is the 6 years later tab, and we're going to be reading through that. I'm going to read it before, pull up a couple tabs to exemplify what they're saying, what they mean by what they're saying, and we're just going to go through it like we've been doing. So thanks for watching. That's all from me.